Fortitude. It's a word that embodies strength, resilience, and an unyielding spirit.
Welcome to Fortitude Family, where future legacies are born. We're doing something a little different today.
Kind of special.
We're taking a deep dive into the 15 principles that we've learned along the way, the ones that have helped shape our family and guide us towards building a legacy that we're proud to pass down.
Exactly. And it all starts, well, we've poured over countless resources and talked to experts.
Right.
And of course, learned from our own experiences to kind of distill these key principles down.
Yeah, and we're excited to share them with you.
Yeah.
Because we really believe that building a lasting legacy, it's not about luck. It's about intentional choices and actions that you take.
Absolutely. And it all starts with a strong foundation.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Principle number 1 is all about defining your core family values.
Right.
Sounds simple,
It does.
but it's truly the bedrock of everything else.
Think of it like a compass, When you're faced with a tough decision, whether it's business or personal, your family values, they help you navigate the right path.
For us, integrity has always been at the top of the list. It guides everything we do, both personally and professionally. What stands out to you when you think about families who have successfully built these lasting legacies?
One thing that I think is so fascinating is that their values are more than just words, right? It's not just something they put on paper. They're woven into the fabric of their everyday lives. Like we once interviewed this family whose core value was generosity. And it wasn't just about donating money.
Right.
It was about their time, their energy, their willingness to mentor others. They lived and breathed that value.
That's a great point. And that leads us to principle number 2, cultivating financial literacy. This one's close to our hearts, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We believe that financial literacy is about so much more than just balancing a checkbook, It's about understanding the power of money and how it can be a tool to build a brighter future, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come.
And it's not something that just happens magically, right?
Mhm.
We've made it a priority to teach our kids about finances from a young age. We have open conversations about earning, saving, investing, even the importance of giving back.
And what's interesting is that so many families, they shy away from these conversations, thinking that they're too complex for kids.
Right.
But what we've found is that children are actually far more capable of understanding these concepts than we give them credit for.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's about starting early and making it an ongoing dialogue. Now, principle number 3 might surprise some people: fostering a culture of accountability.
This one's crucial. Time and time again, we've seen that the families who thrive over generations, they understand that accountability isn't about punishment. It's about growth. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to take ownership of their actions and learn from their mistakes.
It's not always easy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you balance accountability with creating a safe space for your kids to make mistakes?
Well, what I think is fascinating here is the role of modeling. If we as parents are open about our own mistakes and demonstrate a willingness to learn from them, it sets the tone for the entire family. It creates a culture where mistakes aren't seen as failures, but as opportunities for growth.
Okay, I love that. So principle number 4, prioritizing quality time over quantity. This one hits home for all of us in today's busy world, right?
Absolutely. We all know the feeling of being pulled in a million directions, but what sets successful families apart is their commitment to carving out quality time together, no matter how busy life gets.
For us, it's Sunday night dinners, no phones, no distractions, just good food and meaningful conversations. It's a time to reconnect and share stories and simply be present with each other.
And you know what? It doesn't have to be fancy or elaborate. It could be a simple walk in the park, a family game night, or even just 10 minutes of reading a book together. The key is intentionality.
You're right, it's about making those moments count. And speaking of intentionality, principle number 5 is all about celebrating individual strengths. This one's particularly important as our kids are getting older and discovering their own passions.
This principle challenges the traditional idea of keeping up with the Joneses or pushing kids toward a specific career path just because it's prestigious or something. It's about recognizing that each member of the family is unique with their own talents and interests.
Right, and it's about creating an environment where those talents can flourish, even if they're different from our own.
One family we studied, they had a fascinating approach. They had this passion project fund where each child, regardless of age, could apply for a small grant to pursue a hobby or interest. It could be anything from learning to code to starting a small business.
That's brilliant. What a way to encourage exploration and nurture those individual talents. So on to principle number 6, leading with purpose, not power. This one feels particularly relevant in the context of family legacy.
It certainly is. You see, true leadership isn't about dictating or controlling. It's about inspiring. It's about setting a clear vision for the future and empowering others to contribute their unique talents to achieve that vision.
And it's about recognizing that leadership can come from any member of the family,
Hmm.
not just the patriarch or matriarch.
Exactly. It's about creating a collaborative environment where everyone feels valued and heard. It's about leading by example with integrity and compassion.
And that leads us perfectly into principle number 7, which is
Teaching the value of hard work. And this isn't about, pushing everyone into a grueling 80-hour work week or anything. It's about instilling a sense of purpose and the understanding that achieving meaningful goals, well, it requires effort.
exactly. And we've always emphasized that anything worth having is worth working for.
Mm.
It's about showing our kids that hard work isn't just about a paycheck. It's about building character, resilience, and a sense of accomplishment.
One of the most inspiring families that we encountered, they built their fortune from scratch. The grandparents had immigrated with nothing but the clothes on their backs, and this fierce determination to create a better life for their children.
Wow.
They passed down that work ethic, and it really became a cornerstone of their family's success.
That's such a powerful example.
Hmm.
And it connects beautifully with principle number 8, embracing challenges together.
Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. It's inevitable that families will face their share of difficulties, but the key is to view these challenges not as setbacks, but as opportunities to grow stronger, more resilient as a unit.
I think back to when our business hit a major roadblock a few years ago. It was a stressful time, but we tackled it head on as a family.
Mhm.
We had open conversations, brainstormed solutions together, and ultimately we emerged from the experience even more united.
And what's fascinating is that facing challenges together often creates this shared history, a
Yeah.
narrative that binds the family together. And that leads us to principle number 9, building strong traditions.
hmm Traditions are like the glue that holds a family together. They create a sense of continuity, belonging, and identity. They become these touchstones that you can always come back to, no matter where life takes you.
One family we spoke to had a unique tradition. Every year, on their founding patriarch's birthday, they'd gather at his gravesite, and each member would share a story about him, a lesson they'd learned, or a memory they cherished.
Oh, wow.
It was a beautiful way to keep his spirit alive and pass down his values to the younger generations.
I love that. It's about keeping those memories and values alive, and it ties in so well with principle number 10, fostering a love of lifelong learning.
Yeah, we believe that learning shouldn't stop at graduation. It's about cultivating a mindset of curiosity, a thirst for knowledge, and a willingness to embrace new experiences throughout life.
And it's about modeling that ourselves. Even though we're busy running a business and raising a family, we're constantly reading, taking courses, seeking out new challenges.
Exactly. And it's not just about formal education. It's about encouraging our kids to explore their interests, to ask questions, to travel and experience different cultures.
One thing that really struck me in our research was the emphasis on emotional intelligence. That brings us to principle number 11, building emotional strength.
Absolutely. It's so easy to get caught up in, financial success and all of that. But emotional well being is just as crucial, if not more so, for a family's long term happiness and resilience.
Right. It's about equipping our kids with the tools to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life, to manage stress, to build healthy relationships, to bounce back from setbacks.
One family shared a practice that really stood out. They had a weekly feelings check in, where each family member would take turns sharing how they were feeling, what was going well, what challenges they were facing.
Oh, I love that idea. It normalizes talking about emotions and creates a safe space for vulnerability, which leads perfectly into principle number 12, protecting what matters most.
Hmm. This is about safeguarding not only your family's physical well being, but also their emotional and financial security.
And that can mean making tough decisions, setting boundaries, and even having uncomfortable conversations. But it's all about creating a strong and secure foundation for your family to thrive.
One of the families we interviewed, they had a very interesting approach to financial protection. They had this rule that no single family member could hold a majority stake in the family business.
Interesting.
It was a way to ensure that no one person could make, impulsive decisions that could jeopardize the family's financial future.
That's a really insightful example. It highlights the importance of thinking strategically about protecting your family's interests. Now on to principle number 13, instilling a sense of duty.
Mm. It's about fostering a feeling of responsibility, not just to oneself, but to the family as a whole.
Right, and we've seen how this plays out in families who've successfully uh, navigated those generational transitions, you know. It's not about entitlement. It's about understanding that each member has a role to play in the family's continued success.
One family we studied had this tradition of having each child, upon turning 18, work in a different area of the family business for a year. And it wasn't about, grooming everyone to be CEOs or anything like that. It was about understanding the various facets of the enterprise and developing a sense of appreciation for all the hard work that went into building it.
It's about fostering a sense of ownership, right?
Precisely. And that sense of ownership is often intertwined with principle number 14, modeling integrity.
This is something we've emphasized with our kids from day one. It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Actions speak louder than words, right? Children are incredibly perceptive. They pick up on inconsistencies between what we say and what we do.
Building a legacy rooted in integrity means demonstrating honesty, fairness, and ethical behavior in every aspect of our lives. That's how trust is built. And trust is the foundation of any lasting relationship, especially within a family.
One of the most successful families we researched, they had this simple but powerful motto: do the right thing even when no one is watching.
Hmm.
And that philosophy really permeated their business dealings, their philanthropy, and their personal interactions.
It's about building a reputation that transcends generations. Now, finally, principle number 15, and perhaps the most overarching of them all, building a shared vision.
This is about creating a roadmap for the future, a shared sense of purpose that guides the family's decisions and actions.
It's not about dictating a specific path, right?
Oh, yeah.
But about collaboratively envisioning what the family wants to achieve and the values that will guide them along the way.
Think of it like a family constitution. It outlines the guiding principles, the long-term goals, and the legacy the family aspires to leave behind.
We actually went through this process with our family a few years ago. We had a series of open and honest conversations, really digging deep into what mattered most to us individually and collectively. It was incredibly insightful, and it really brought us closer together.
Yeah, it's a journey of discovery, isn't it? And it's an ongoing process. The vision can and should evolve as the family grows and circumstances change, but having that shared sense of direction is invaluable.
So there you have it, our 15 principles for building a lasting family legacy. We hope you found these insights valuable.
And as promised, we have a bonus principle for those of you who stayed with us until the end. This one's close to our hearts. Cultivating gratitude and humility.
It's so easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success and achievement. But without gratitude and humility, even the most impressive accomplishments, they can feel hollow.
Gratitude is about appreciating the good things in our lives, both big and small. It's about acknowledging the people who've supported us along the way and recognizing that our successes are, well, they're often the result of factors beyond our control.
And humility is about recognizing that we don't have all the answers, that we're constantly learning and growing. It's about being open to feedback, acknowledging our mistakes, and treating others with respect, regardless of their status or position.
These qualities, gratitude and humility, they're not weaknesses, they're sources of strength. They ground us, keep us connected to what truly matters, and help us navigate the complexities of life with grace and compassion.
And they're the foundation of a legacy that's not just about wealth and achievement, but about meaning, purpose, and positive impact on the world.
So there you have it, our bonus principle for building a lasting family legacy.
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to reflect on your own values, your own goals, and the legacy that you want to create.
Remember, building a lasting legacy, it's a journey, not a destination. It's about making conscious choices every day. Choices that align with your values and contribute to a brighter future for generations to come.
Don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to stay up to date from Fortitude Family. We'll be back soon with more insights on building legacies that last.